Don't make fun of us all the time for not knowing where your towns and cities are. That's hypocritical.
What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchet REACT, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we're back with another American reaction. This is going to be a funny video because all we've been doing is the dumbest thing an American has said to you. See? So now it's flipped.
There we go.
So really excited to see what this video is about. If you're new to us and we're new to you, make sure you scroll down, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the post notification bell because we're on the road to 100K. And we cannot get there without you guys, alright? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
What is the dumbest thing a non-American has ever said to you?
So this is less dumb and more bad logic. I had a Chinese friend who told me that when he was young, he never learned how to swim, and therefore as an adult didn't know how to swim because his mother believed that if he knew how to swim, he would be more likely to drown. The logic being that if you know how to swim, you're more likely to go near bodies of water and get in them, and therefore you're more likely to drown. Whereas if you don't know how to swim, you're more likely to avoid them, and therefore less likely to drown. According to him and some of my other Chinese friends, this is actually a pretty common belief in China, at least among their parents' generation. And unfortunately, I learned this all because he had gone on a boat trip in the ocean, was wearing a life vest and jumped pretty hard into the water, and life vests don't really work that way. He ended up having to be rescued. His mom was actually there. Glad he's okay, and I'm curious if his mom learned anything from that.
What is the dumbest thing a non-American has ever said to you? I can't go first.
Okay, so
What?
that one's different because even people who don't know how to swim like still go to swim parties. Pool parties,
yeah,
and they'll get in the pool. So that's, I ain't hear that before. That was different.
That was different. Yeah,
Not dumb. Just people have different perspectives and logic. You know?
Definitely psychological.
Yeah. Different.
Believing that if you don't like it, then you won't have to worry about it because you won't go around it. But my boy put a life jacket on and jumped in the water. Yeah, I'm like, why would you do that? But okay then.
Okay.
Let me know.
So I know that Europeans are like, Americans don't know geography. Well, neither do Europeans, especially about Europe. At least my friends. I think I've made a video on this before. It's kind of, whatever. They had to ask if Italy was part of Europe, as in, is Italy a European country? And another one had to ask if UK was still part of Europe. She was very, very sure that because they had left the European Union that they were no longer a European country. I had to explain to her that there are other countries in Europe that are not part of the European Union. Just like there are countries in North America that are not part of the United States of America. They're different but also similar.
What is the dumbest thing a non-American has ever said to you?
So when I was studying in Scotland, I had a friend from France, and we were talking one day, I think, about epilepsy, and I was saying how, you don't call an ambulance for someone who's had a seizure because ambulances are expensive, and oftentimes the doctors just can't really do anything and send you home anyway. And she looks at me with these big, scared eyes, and she goes, "You have to pay for an ambulance?" What? And you don't? That's so stupid, guys, right? Like, who doesn't have to pay for healthcare and for an ambulance and for, like, life-saving treatment? That's so stupid.
Yeah, I seen the sarcasm in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but that don't fit in this one. That don't fit in this one. That don't fit.
Well, I think for them it's like they never been to the U.S., so it's like, oh wait, y'all gotta pay for that.
Yeah.
And from our learning experiences, they don't. So.
But my thing is, I hear this watching this type of content, I've been hearing this often of where people are afraid of, not afraid. People will say, "Oh, you can't go to the hospital because you're gonna get this, blah blah blah." I mean,
yeah, give me the bill.
if it's something, just give us the bill.
Give me the bill.
Like,
I need you to save a life right now.
Like, for real. Like, let's say if we didn't have healthcare insurance and my stomach is really really bothering me, I am not worrying about no bill.
Right.
I'm going to the hospital and get taken care of. They're gonna take care of you. You're just gonna get a bill.
Right.
You know, I mean,
It reflects you in the future, and you can just pay that off. But I don't think that's something that we stop to think about when we call the ambulance.
yeah, they're not gonna turn you away. I think that's the misconception that a lot of them have, that they're gonna get turned away. They're not gonna turn you away.
You be laying on the cement and be like, "Do you have insurance?"
Right.
No. All right, boys, wrap it up. Gotta go.
Yeah,
We got
no,
paperwork.
it's certain like medications, like they may not give you. They may give you like a generic medication and things like that, but especially if it's life threatening.
They would be like, "Well, we did. Well, we see that you don't have insurance, but we're gonna bill you anyway. You would just have to handle the full bill yourself, and your insurance won't cover anything." And they'll do it that way, you know.
And sometimes they even look for resources that can help you cover the bill.
Exactly.
Like if it's life threatening, or if a pregnant woman is about to go in labor or have her baby and she don't have insurance, like they're gonna fill out an application for you for like Medicaid or something, and if you don't qualify for that, they're gonna help you.
They're gonna help you.
They're not just turning you away.
Yeah, just don't look too deep into it. Because if you look too deep into it, you gotta think about the ambulance bill, the medication bill, the sitting in the room bill, and then you overwhelmed with billings, and you're like, "How am I gonna afford all this?
Right.
Just leave me here on the cement." No, I don't think like that.
Yeah.
When reality hit.
Now, for you Americans, what is the dumbest thing a non-American has ever said to you?
When I was in Australia, I mentioned how hot it was one time, maybe like 90 degrees, I said. When the Australian in front of me turns around and goes, "Hot, you idiot, measuring in Fahrenheit. We measure in degrees."
Now, for you Americans, what is the dumbest thing a non-American has ever said to you?
I have a number of things that people have said to me
you've
or
been
about
around.
me or about America in front of me, and I could do a whole series on this.
I don't think I have. I mean, I always say I don't have these experiences, but I really got to sit back and think about it. And I don't have any.
I didn't have any until we started reacting to this type of content.
What I've heard. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Even in the comic sections, like, we may get some really off-the-wall comments.
Yeah, like.
And then we have just, like, real interactions. But, like, personal, I don't think I have any.
Me either. I mean, I guess.
I guess it's all about where you go in life sometimes.
Right. And I mean, although we haven't traveled abroad yet.
You heard it?
In a few months, we won't be able to say that. But we've come in contact with people from other countries, like all of our lives. All of our lives. So, I mean, I haven't. It wasn't until we started reacting to this content, and then people like would kind of make it a little bit too personal. Like, you don't know my life, you don't know me. Like, I don't own America, the United States of America. I don't own this land.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey.
I'm not the president. I just live here.
But one thing that stands out is when I was at Pride abroad, and I was talking with one of my coworkers who I was with, and we were just like talking and like joking around while we waited for Pride to start. And someone else heard me speaking in my American accent. We were speaking English. I sound very American when I speak English. And this random stranger came up to me and said, "Aren't you glad you're here? You have so many rights now as a queer individual." And I'm like, what? We have rights in America. Like, we can get married, we can adopt kids, like, for the most part. Like, we have basically the same rights as any straight couple. And this individual is like, "No, you don't. You're so much more oppressed when you're in America."
What is the dumbest thing a non-American has ever said to you?
Oh boy. I've traveled quite a bit through Europe and I have heard some gems. And while this story isn't an example of the dumbest thing I've ever heard, it certainly is a good example of times I've been like, I have nothing. Well, you know how all Americans are inbred? What are you talking about? Where did you hear that all Americans are inbred? Well, everyone knows that. Historically speaking, that's not a very reliable metric. And if we're inbred, what does that make ethnically homogenous countries by comparison? It doesn't matter. America is still the most inbred country in the world. I'm sorry, aren't you Afrikaner? Are your ancestors Dutch or Dutch? Well, at least we ended our apartheid. What the hell are you talking about? Isn't it illegal for different races to live around each other? Oh my god. What is the dumbest thing in...
Bro, like, when,
Huh? First of all,
that's how our comments be sounding,
inbred,
y'all.
It do sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
But inbred,
not y'all, not y'all, but I don't know where they be coming from. They be
inbred. They be loud and wrong. That's where they be coming from.
Yeah.
But
that was
And you know what? Since we're on this topic, I feel like a lot of people, not a lot of people, but there's misconceptions out there that just people from the South, like, go through, like, the incest type things, right?
inbred.
That would, yeah, you know, having children with family members.
That's not no.
That's not no just Southern
Come on,
thing.
man. That's not a Southern thing.
North too.
Who? You don't know nothing.
I do.
Sierra.
I do.
But
I went to school with some people.
But that's not like a. It's like a 2%.
Yeah, it's like a 2, maybe a 1.
Maybe a 1%.
Maybe a 1
compared to other spots.
Right.
That's like a. I ain't gonna say that percentage.
No, but I just feel like they just be trying to put a bad rep on the South.
For real,
you know?
that's
why I be like. That's why we, you know, showcase the positives. Cause anyway,
we're gonna push through this.
Anyway,
we're gonna push. Keep pushing.
What American has ever said to you?
I'm American, but I live in London, and British people ask me all the time if I'd ever move back to America.
Okay.
Seriously, guys?
Now, for you Americans, what is the dumbest thing a non-American has ever said to you?
So, the year is 2017, and I'm traveling solo through Newfoundland. Side note, y'all need to go to Newfoundland. It's amazing. I was sitting at the table with my Airbnb host and his roommate, who were both Canadians, and 2 other guests who were from the United Kingdom, and we were lamenting the current political climate at the time. You know, Brexit, Trump's impeachment was like started or getting underway, the first one. I made the comment of, like, give me Justin Trudeau any day over Donald Trump. Heck, even Theresa May would probably do a better job than Donald Trump.
Politics.
And they looked at me and went, really? Because we would rather have Trump than either of them. No way.
What is the dumbest thing a non-American has ever said to you?
My husband and I were on our honeymoon, and an Irish guy comes up to us and calls my husband the N-word because he thought Quentin Tarantino films portrayed...
Has ever said to you?
My husband and I were on our honeymoon, and an Irish guy comes up to us and calls my husband the N-word because he thought Quentin Tarantino films portrayed normal American lives.
What is the dumbest thing a non-American has...
Yo, this is just... Whew.
Don't try that with us when we come to your hunchers. Don't try that. Don't.
Yeah, look, I'm just like...
Don't let the movies
This
get you
is
caught up.
quite possibly the best thing that's ever happened to me, and I will tell this story any chance I get. So we're in Costa Rica, and we're playing volleyball with a big group of Europeans. All of a sudden, one of them scores, and he goes, Kobe Bryant!
Now, for you Americans, what is the dumbest thing a non-American has ever said to you?
Not Kobe.
Y'all ain't gonna come and disrespect
Come on, man.
him like that. Y'all ain't gonna do it. Y'all ain't gonna... Don't disrespect the
Just
great.
don't say his name. Just
Don't
leave his name out your mouth.
disrespect the great.
Just leave
Okay?
his name out your mouth. It wasn't even a funny one. I'm just saying.
Nope.
So I'm American. I live in London. My boyfriend is English. And the first time I took my boyfriend back to America to see where my family lives, after years of being together and months of planning this trip, we landed at the Louisville International Airport, and my boyfriend looks up and sees Louisville and looks at me and asks, when do we get to go to Kentucky? Don't make fun of us all the time for not knowing where your towns and cities are. That's hypocritical.
What is the dumbest thing a non-American has ever said to you?
How perfect this came up because it involves this shirt. So the cashier at the Dollar Tree complimented me on my shirt, and he said, was Bob Dylan one of the Beatles? So I said no, but, you know, they were around at the same time, so that he wouldn't feel like a complete idiot. And the older lady behind me, who happened to be Australian, scoffs and goes, no, he wasn't. He came way after the Beatles. And I didn't argue with her. I was just like, oh, okay. But I know that I wasn't wrong. Like, I wonder if she ever realized that she was wrong, because that was really embarrassing for her.
What is the dumbest thing a non-American is...
Yeah, y'all gotta know, like, when people don't ask for your opinion, it's like, you kind of pushing yourself on them.
Loud and wrong.
Loud and wrong, too. It's like, y'all, they be very loud, they be in your face, and they be trying to get a point across, and it's like, nah, it just don't work out. It just don't work out.
Ever said to you?
Oh man, I've got so many of these from Mill Talk. For real, I've got so many. And like a recent video, the British version of English is way different than the American version. For instance, now I'm not going to say here on TikTok, but how to smoke a cigarette in the UK is very derogatory and dark as an American. My biggest pet peeve, though, is if I introduce myself as an American, America is not 3 places, 4 places. There are more places than Texas, New York, California, and Florida. Seriously,
I'm sorry, I gotta say it.
What?
There's more places in Louisiana than New Orleans.
Yeah.
I gotta say it, because
Yes,
that's what they do. Now I know one. Now I know one. That's it, that's all. But we love New Orleans, so yeah.
Of course.
Everybody thinks we're either from New York, California, or Texas. No, we're not. Sorry, try again.
What is the dumbest thing a non-American has ever said to you?
So I'm from the US, and I've been living in Spain for 5 years. A few years ago, a Spanish friend of mine who would teach English sent me a screenshot of a paper that one of her students, who was around the age of 16 to 18, wrote. It was comparing diets, and it said word for word that people from the US are unhealthy because they eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner in a fast food restaurant. And I know people in the US don't have a healthy diet, but I don't know a single person who does this. In my household growing up, my mother would cook dinner every night. We ate at a restaurant, fast food or otherwise, maybe 2 times per month. I also know how to cook and regularly cook. I'll definitely give you all that people in the US probably eat way more fast food than other places, but I just don't know anybody that goes there for every single meal every
What's a piece of information that you learned that feels
disgusting?
Disgusting. Y'all gotta understand something. We cook. You feel me? Yeah, you know what it is though. Like the media will tell them that this is what we're advertising and this is what we love to eat out here, and that's not the facts. That is truly not the facts.
Not at
like,
all.
y'all can get your hand on some dishes that we make from home.
Right.
Y'all understand?
Right. Check out our family channel, Life with Them.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
The only time we would really eat fast food is if we're out and about or on a road trip.
When time is ticking and we need it on the quickie, yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
Other than that, we eat at home. Like, we cook.
And it's not even like a fast food. It's something that still caters to our liking, like a fish dinner or something.
Right,
you know what I'm
right.
saying? Something like that.
Something homemade. Yeah.
It's not no big old pasta or no triple stack of burgers and not all that stuff. No sir.
Not at all.
No ma'am.
Yeah, but this was an interesting one. I feel like this video is very mild in comparison
You think so?
to the other ones. What's the dumb thing an American has ever told you? Yeah.
Compared to the other ones, very mild, but yes, still a little cringy.
Yeah,
A little
very cringy.
Yeah.
Coming up to somebody and saying a racial slur.
Big time.
And knowing it's a racial slur. Don't do
I kind
that.
of heard more racial slurs in here.
Yeah.
Like Kobe Bryant, bro. What?
You get that a lot on the channel. When people will say you look like DeAndre Jordan
The
or
ball player, yeah.
or who else? A couple of them.
couple of 'em.
That's like
They told me I looked like Floyd Mayweather. Boy, that was the one. That was the one right there. I was like, how, where, when? Like, come on, bro. You trying?
Welcome to the block party.
That is. Oh, they cutting up over there too. They banging. They can't. The
They
bus left.
banging.
The bus
They
on the left
banging.
can't get on, my boy.
They done wrote them big long statuses. Or I'm gonna get under their skin today. I read the first 3 words. Block.
Yeah, it's like.
Don't play.
Nah.
Yes, positive vibes only.
That's it, for real.
But this is a good video.
Yeah.
Yes.
I do another one like this. We can handle it. It's
Yeah,
not too
yeah,
bad.
yeah.
I like to hear the opinions and everything, but at the same time, it's like
Hold it on the racial slurs.
everything don't have to be everything don't have to be racial.
Exactly.
Like,
exactly.
I've heard the obesity rate
Right.
in America. I've heard that's about it. That's it.
Yeah. Fast food.
Mainly that.
Yeah. But we hope you guys enjoyed this video with us. Like this video, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. We have enabled our super thanks if you like support the channel that way, as well as our join feature to become a VIP member of the channel. Send in your reaction requests through our description box below. We'll see you soon.
Peace.